What's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down the top 10 NBA players who have everything to prove in this year's playoffs. The regular season is winding down, and it's almost that time when legacies are made or broken. Before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more NBA content. Now, before we get to our official list, we have to give an honorable mention to Kevin Durant. KD absolutely has plenty to prove. His legacy is complicated despite being one of the greatest scorers ever, but the way the Suns are looking, they don't seem playoff ready this season. Plus, Durant already appears to be looking toward the off season, where rumors suggest he might get traded to yet another team. If the Suns do make a surprise playoff appearance, KD would easily crack our top 5, but for now, he remains an honorable mention in what could be another disappointing chapter in his post-Warriors career. Unfortunately, we have to move Dame to our honorable mentions due to a serious health concern. Lillard has been diagnosed with a deep vein thrombosis in his right calf that could sideline him for the playoffs.
Buck star Damian Lillard is unfortunately out indefinitely after being diagnosed with a DVT, or a blood clot, in his leg.
This is a major blow for both Lillard and the Bucks, as Dame has been one of the most clutch players in the league and was finally paired with a generational talent in Giannis. While we would have loved to see what Dame time could bring to the championship hunt, his health comes first. We wish him a speedy recovery and hope to see him back on the court soon. The championship questions will have to wait for another season. Number 10, Stephen Curry. The greatest shooter of all time has nothing left to prove in the grand scheme of things. But this isn't about all-time legacy. After missing the playoffs last season and with the clock ticking on the Warriors dynasty, Curry faces a new kind of pressure. The Jimmy Butler trade shows the front office is all in, and at 37 years old, each playoff run becomes more precious. Can Steph prove he can lead one final championship push in this new era? Or will we look back and realize that 2022 was the last hurrah for the Warriors dynasty? The pressure is on to show that the core of the greatest team of the 2010s still has championship level basketball left in the tank. Number 9, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak has already secured his legacy with a championship and multiple MVPs, but expectations for generational talents are different. Despite not many eyes being on the Bucks, Giannis is having one of the best seasons of his career and continues to perform at an elite level. After winning in 2021, the Bucks have disappointed in the playoffs, and since the departure of his longtime partner Chris Middleton, Giannis has to prove he has what it takes to lead Milwaukee to a ring without him. With another year of his prime gone, Giannis faces immense pressure to prove he can lead Milwaukee to multiple championships. The whispers about his offensive limitations in half-court settings during the playoffs haven't gone away. Can Giannis silence the critics who say his championship was a bubble fluke and cement himself as the face of the league for years to come? Number 8, LeBron James. The King may be in year 22, but the expectations never change for the NBA's all-time leading scorer. At 40 years old, LeBron continues to defy logic with his longevity and elite production, but time waits for no one. The blockbuster trade that brought Luka Dončić to the Lakers has transformed this team, with LeBron now adjusting to playing alongside another ball-dominant superstar like himself. Despite what many thought would be a difficult adjustment, things are going surprisingly smoothly in Los Angeles. The Lakers are currently sitting at second in the Western Conference and have established themselves as one of the scariest teams in the NBA. Not only has the Luka trade put less stress on a LeBron-fighting father time, but it has also elevated many of the role players supporting them. Austin Reeves and Jackson Hayes are having career years with the space and looks created by the two superstars. Despite all this success, the road to being the greatest is still not a journey well traveled. No matter how old LeBron is, there will always be championship expectations of him as long as he plays. With this loaded roster, the pressure on LeBron isn't just about adding another ring, it's about proving he can adapt his game at 40 years old while still being a championship caliber player. Can the King show that even in the twilight of his historic career, he remains capable of leading the Lakers to another championship? Or will this be the year that Father Time finally catches up to the NBA's ageless wonder? Number 7, Anthony Edwards. The Minnesota Timberwolves' young superstar has been on a tear this season, cementing himself as one of the league's most electrifying talents.
With 2 road wins, what a play by Edwards! Are you kidding me right now? Whoa! He's in the box.
Wolves on a 16-4 run. They force the turnover. Edwards. Yeah!
But let's be real, regular season success isn't enough for a player of his caliber anymore. After last year's playoff run, the expectations have skyrocketed, and this season is different. It's his first without Karl Anthony Towns, meaning Ant has been fully given the keys to the franchise at just 23 years old. Can Ant-Man prove he's ready for this responsibility and lead the Wolves on a deep playoff run? Can he show he's truly ready to be the face of the NBA's next generation without a former All-Star beside him? Or will he join the long list of incredible talents who couldn't translate their regular season dominance to playoff success? Number 6, Nikola Jokic. Wait, how can a multiple MVP winner and 2023 champion be on this list? Simple. Despite his MVPs, critics still claim they're based on empty stats, and his 2023 championship victory hasn't fully silenced these doubts.
Finds Jokic. Martin on him. Jokic drives down a lane. Layup is good. Nuggets back up by one. Rebound. Brown banks it home. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
The greatest players are judged by dynasties, not single championships. After his historic run 2 years ago, Jokic and the Nuggets disappointed with an early playoff exit last season against the Timberwolves. The narrative has shifted dramatically. After proving he could win one, Jokic now faces questions about whether his championship was a one-time achievement. This playoffs, the Joker needs to show that 2023 wasn't just a perfect storm, but the beginning of an era of dominance that will cement his legacy among the all-time greats. Can he recapture that championship magic after last year's setback, or will his critics point to his inability to lead Denver on multiple deep playoff runs as proof that his statistical brilliance doesn't consistently translate to championship success? Number 5, Jayson Tatum. After finally breaking through last season, Tatum has to prove that wasn't a fluke. The Celtics star has been knocking on the door for years, but now the pressure is on to show he can lead Boston back to the promised land. His team is amongst the best, if not the best in the NBA, and he needs to show he's definitively the best player on the best team. It was not a good look when Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP last year, and this season, Tatum needs to avoid falling into the same criticisms that followed Stephen Curry for years. Not only do the Celtics need to repeat as champions, but Tatum needs to secure that Finals MVP trophy to cement his place in the NBA hierarchy. Can Tatum silence the doubters and establish himself as the true heir to the Celtics championship tradition? Or will he continue to face questions about whether he truly has that championship DNA? Number 4, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA has silently been building his case as one of the league's most unstoppable offensive weapons. This season, he's taken his game to MVP levels and has transformed OKC from a rebuilding project to a legitimate contender. Despite securing the first seed both this year and last, the Thunder failed to get past the second round of the playoffs. While they were still young and developing then, the excuses are running thin. The Thunder have an even better chance of securing the title this year with Chet Holmgren healthy, Jalen Williams emerging as an all-star, and the shrewd additions of Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein to their roster. With this enhanced supporting cast, there is absolutely no room for error for Shai and the Thunder. This season has been nothing short of monumental for SGA, who's starting to draw Kobe Bryant comparisons with his offensive arsenal and killer instinct. He's truly having an all-time great season, going toe-to-toe with the triple-double machine Nikola Jokic for the MVP crown. But regular season success isn't enough anymore. All greats need to have a championship, and Shai continues to strive for not only his first ring, but the Thunder's first championship as well. For an organization still recovering from the post-Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden era, they've already found themselves climbing back to the top of the league in record time. Now the pressure is on SGA to deliver what his superstar predecessors couldn't, a championship banner in Oklahoma City. Can SGA elevate his game even further in the postseason and show that he's truly ready to lead a championship contender? Or will the Thunder's youth and inexperience expose them when the stakes are highest? Number 3, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Buckets has long been known as a playoff performer who elevates his game when it matters most. But after the shocking trade that sent him to Golden State, Butler now has to prove he can thrive in a system rather than being the lone wolf.
Curry trying to get free from Dinwiddie. Butler drives, foul, count the basket, and a three-point chance.
Such efficiency, too. I mean, he doesn't feel like he wastes.
Looney was in the drop, and Butler with West is so competitive. Nice read by Butler. Thompson's been playing well late. Couldn't get it. Butler with a dunk.
Point games he's had more than Steph Curry, more than LeBron, more than so many guys. You go, okay, that's good.
Trade from Miami left a sour taste in his mouth. He and Pat Riley didn't see eye to eye, and Jimmy reportedly felt disgusted after a particularly tense meeting with the Heat president. Despite Butler's certified talent on the court, rumors of being a locker room cancer have followed him throughout his career. Now, he needs to show he can be a team player in one of the league's fastest systems. Since joining the Warriors, both Jimmy and the Dubs look revitalized and ready to take over the playoffs. His tough play style focused on getting to the rim, passing, and drawing fouls forces defenses to gravitate toward him, giving Steph and company a whole new world of open looks from three. Not only that, but the Warriors have elevated themselves to being the league's second best defense since the Butler trade. But is this just a honeymoon phase, or can Jimmy and the Warriors carry this momentum into the playoffs to secure Butler's first ring and deliver on the championship that Draymond brazenly promised on national TV? This playoffs, Butler has to prove to Miami that they made a mistake letting him go, while showing the basketball world he can succeed as part of a team rather than just going into Jimmy Buckets mode. Number 2, Luka Dončić. The blockbuster trade that sent Luka to the Lakers shocked the NBA world. After years of carrying the Mavericks and coming up short, Dallas essentially gave up on the idea that he could lead them to a championship. Luka himself was absolutely stunned by the trade and reportedly didn't speak to head members of the Mavericks organization for days after the news broke. For a player who had given everything to the franchise, the betrayal cut deep. Despite the initial shock, Doncic is actually playing remarkably well in purple and gold, already meshing with his teammates in ways many doubted was possible. His chemistry with LeBron has been nothing short of spectacular, with the two basketball savants seemingly reading each other's minds on the court. Now paired with LeBron in Los Angeles, Doncic has everything to prove. Can he silence the doubters in Dallas who traded away their franchise cornerstone? With Luka and LeBron being two of the most talented individual players in NBA history now on the same team, there's even less room for error. Not only does Doncic have a legendary co-star in James, but he also finds himself surrounded by an amazing supporting cast tailor-made to complement his strengths. The pressure on Luka to deliver in LA is immense. We're talking about a generational talent who's been named to the All-NBA first team in almost every year he's played. A remarkable feat almost nobody else has accomplished in NBA history. Despite these accolades, he hasn't secured a championship ring yet, even though he came agonizingly close last year, carrying the Mavs to the finals. Luka has to prove that last year's finals run wasn't a fluke like the Mavs organization seemingly thought, and that he can truly impact the game and bring a winning culture wherever he goes, pudgy frame or not. If he fails to make a deep run with the Lakers, the narrative that he's an amazing individual talent who can't lead a team to a championship will only grow stronger. Number 1, James Harden. The Beard has been one of the most prolific scorers of his generation, but his playoff resume doesn't match his regular season accolades. Much like Dame, Harden has stood in the shadow of Curry's championship success despite matching or even exceeding his regular season production at times. His Houston years were simply spectacular, averaging over 30 points for 3 straight seasons, including that mind-boggling 36.1 points per game campaign in 2018-19. It's honestly painful to see a player of that caliber still chasing his first ring. After bouncing around from Houston to Brooklyn to Philly to LA, Harden's legacy hangs in the balance. At this point, his career is defined by hopping between multiple top-tier teams without making enough impact to transform any of them into championship squads. With Paul George gone, the Clippers' role players have been rising to the occasion. Notably, Norm Powell and Ivica Zubac can Harden and a healthy Clippers team bring a championship during the Intuit Dome's first season. And can the Beard finally win his first first ring and shave his face like he once promised? If not, he may end up with a title nobody wants, the greatest player to never win a championship. There you have it, basketball fans. The top 10 NBA players with the most to prove in this year's playoffs. Which of these stars do you think will rise to the occasion? Who will crumble under the pressure? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss our latest NBA content. This is going to be a playoff season for the ages, and we'll be breaking it all down right here. Until next time, keep balling.